Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Polyhedral Dynamics with the Demolished Ones. Last time, someone fucking died, straight up.
Oh, poor
Wombat
Ashy.
made a heroic sacrifice to save the rest of the team, and unfortunately, it was a sacrifice. But it's okay because now everyone knows Tom is possibly one of the masters, even if they don't necessarily need to know that. So it's cool.
That's the most charitable way of putting it. Yeah, I was going to say you could say that I was recklessly endangering the group, or that I endangered the species of wombat.
Yeah, that's not inaccurate.
You extincted the species.
So last we saw, an assassin had jumped you guys while you were being chased by the Jacks. Took out Tom or Raphael's left ear. So that's gone now.
What?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I need to switch you to where Rose is so that your good ear is towards me.
Oh, God.
And so, as you guys were escaping, Wombat jumped out and distracted the assassin and got shot real bad. And so as you're driving away, you hear a final gunshot followed by silence. What would you like to do now?
I'm driving, so I'm going to look at y'all and say, I want to go back.
I don't know if we have the ability to right now. Like, we're still being chased.
Yeah.
There's not really anything we can do.
I just got it. This is. If you don't want me to turn around, I won't. I don't want to get anybody else endangered. I don't want to like a repeat of this, but you're right. We're still running. You're right.
Don't get me wrong. I don't like it, but I don't know what we can do. We're not really in shape to fight them.
If you must turn around, if you see someone with a gun, run their ass over.
And
I will.
based on that shot that we heard, I don't even know if there's anything we could do if we were in any shape to fight them. I mean, he's probably gone.
Yeah, you are literally bleeding out of what used to be your left ear, and also you have internal bleeding as well.
Well, where are we headed? Did the Jacks know where we were staying?
Probably.
I don't think they did.
It's not that hard to figure
We
out,
never
though.
told them, though.
You know,
I mean, the boarding house is kind of the obvious place to stay.
Right, it is true.
Do you think the police are still at Jack's house?
Probably.
Well, there's one way to find out. We can go back by Jack's house and take a look, see if we can lay low in there.
Best to be inconspicuous about that, but...
Best to be what?
Inconspicuous about that.
Yeah. I can still... I'm bleeding, but I can still drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just in pain. In a lot of
pain. Yeah. Well, that was a 0 on drive.
You're still good. You'll still get there fine.
Okay.
You're just, yeah. You're not doing any, like, combat driving or anything.
Not doing any Fast and the Furious stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You're not drifting around corners. You're just trying to get there quietly and regularly. Roll me investigation once from anyone as you guys arrive.
I mean, granted, a lot of people have houses that we
2.
Is this an everyone or an anyone?
Anyone.
But still.
It's as you guys are showing up, if you want to look to see if there are like police nearby or anything.
4.
4.
0.
none of you see anything that you would expect to be police car or like anything of the sort. Rose, you do not even notice any like it doesn't even look like there's any like stakeouts at this point.
I think we're safe.
Okay. I want to do a circle of the building, if possible, just to make sure there's nobody behind. So, yeah, I'm going to circle the building once. And that's a 1 on... should that be... actually, I was going to say, I rolled a 1 for driving, but should that be investigation, alertness, or...
It'd be investigation for, like, looking around to see if you see anything.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a 2 then.
2? Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
You gonna park in the driveway like we belong here, or are we gonna park a bit
Does he
away?
have a
Because there's not supposed to be a car here.
Does he have a garage?
No.
And we're
So
going to
it'd
have
be
to
like
park a
street
little way.
parking.
Yeah, we're going to have to park a little ways away then and walk up. Should be able to get in the back door without looking too conspicuous, I think, at this point.
Okay.
Are the doors locked when we get there?
Good question.
No. At least not the back door, because that's where you guys left from last time.
But then the police came in after us, so we weren't sure if the police locked up after they left.
True, but they did also chase you down and also didn't have a key to lock it on the way out. So if they left, they also couldn't lock it.
Okay.
All right. So you just going inside?
Yeah.
Excellent. It looks
I'm
about
hearing-
how you left it, honestly. Dust covering most things still. Looks like
I'm
if the
hearing
police were
echo.
here, it was pretty. Oh yeah. I think that's someone. Wombat's in a different spot right now, so I think Wombat just got like a little bit of people coming
Okay.
through. But
Right, I can try and fix it.
As long as it's... I was just worried. I was hearing like my own end echoing.
oh no.
And yeah, so do we have any idea where he would keep his house keys? Because I think at this point we should figure out about getting those.
I know you checked under the front mat last time.
Mhm.
You can check like the kitchen or something if you want, but I don't.
Sure.
I guess you have also. Well, yeah, you can roll again if you want because you weren't looking for that last time.
Roll investigation.
Yeah.
That is a 2.
That'll be a 3.
That's a 1.
You do
like
not
him
find
today.
any house keys anywhere, so it is possible that they were on him.
And we didn't find
Well,
them
that's
on
what I
him.
was worried. Okay, so
So what's our next move?
Well,
guess,
we've lost one ally, and we know, well, we can assume at least that the assassin's dead. I mean, we did see him die.
Let's start treating you guys' wounds too while we're here.
Wait, when did you see the assassin die?
When the monsters jumped on him and ate him.
that was a different guy. There was
that's-
Cobb,
that's
and then there
Michael
was
Cobb,
the
yeah.
shooter. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Cobb is dead, but the guy who shot Ashy is at large at this point.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about Ashley's murder just because I shouldn't know about that.
I mean, I guess
What?
you
You
still
all saw me die.
before you guys drove off.
We were driving off, and he was being attacked by
Oh, that's
the
right, yeah.
gunman, and he jumped out of the car to basically stop the gunman. So,
Yeah,
that's the
And it-
situation.
he did stop. He didn't chase you guys, so he might not know where you are anymore.
Sure hope so. He was on foot.
Oh, Dom.
Yeah,
I don't think Rose's dice tray is glued down anymore.
oh, that's fine. That can be fixed.
No, it is.
Well,
Oh, okay.
There it was.
Uh-oh.
Aha.
Did you just flip the table?
No, I went back 10 seconds, which apparently requires 10 seconds to figure out. All right, we're good. Okay.
Okay. So going forward, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Probably a smart idea, dude.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know who the hell you were. I don't know who the hell I was. But that ain't anyone else's business. Right now, we just gotta figure out how to deal with these quote-unquote masters, what to do with the enlightened one, and how to get the hell out of town. Whatever.
Well, you hear the phone ring.
Oh no, not this again.
I'll pick it up and answer it.
Okay.
You pick it up, and you immediately hear the voice of Miss Carolyn Flynn, who sounds a little what's the term I want? Not like jitter or anything, just like like there's something important going on, basically.
Wow.
And she's like, "Oh, thank God, I finally found where you guys are. I knew you guys went out somewhere in that direction, but I couldn't figure out where you guys were. Okay, we don't have a lot of time, but please, I need you to meet my associate and I at the society later in the evening. It's very busy right now, and I don't want anyone else to overhear anything. But Mr. Talk will explain everything to you when we're here. I promise."
What time?
Mr. Talk?
Yes, evening. Give 4 hours.
The three of us will be there.
Thank you. And she hangs up.
I know, of course, relay everything.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
trust
weird.
Talk.
Didn't she distrust Talk before? Why
Yeah.
is she
No.
wanting us to meet with him now?
No,
I think it was
Talk
Paul.
was her associate.
yeah. Talk is like yeah. She no, she distrusted Mr. Call.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That was the guy Ashley was chatting up when he was in the
Yeah.
society before.
And he was the one who helped like escort you out when the police showed up.
Okay.
So I guess you have 4 hours to lay low.
I'm gonna do something stupid and open my mouth to y'all, and it's just y'all. But I'm gonna say this because it's an extension of what I said earlier. If I had any connection to the Masters, and someone wanted to have some sort of agent that could sabotage y'all, they wouldn't necessarily, I don't think you would necessarily need to have somebody who's like actively acting against you. They could easily just emphasize an aspect of a personality, make someone a little too naive and a little too truthful, and then they'll give you away, that sort of thing. And so if I ever start acting somehow out of y'all's best interest, do whatever you need, whether it's leave me behind, whether it's fight me on this. I don't want this to happen again. And that's what I do know. I do know in my own head that I don't want this to happen again. And I'm gonna do my best, but I don't know if I can. I don't trust myself. It's not a matter of know if I can. It's I don't trust myself right now.
Well, whenever we're having a little chat, do everything you can to keep quiet about what we've learned about ourselves, okay?
Okay.
But more on this memory you had, though. You altered people's memories?
Something like that. Yeah.
Like what do you remember? Do you remember like seeing what memories look like and changing something, or like what?
It's like it was like I told someone to sleep, and when he was asleep, I could adjust him. It was like it's like, you know, if you'd had like a motor and you change something in it and it changes the speed at which it rotates. It was like that. I can't explain the literal mechanism, but that's what it felt like. It was like tuning a motor.
Interesting. Does anyone else have any master memories? Because I don't have anything like that.
Nor do I. I have some memories, but nothing related to this.
Yeah. That's
So, what do you guys do while you wait? Because you have quite a bit of time.
So I was trying to figure out, like, what should our next move be? Hey,
is there oh, yeah.
isn't there a radio or something?
Yeah, there should be a radio in here.
We
Yeah,
should
there's a radio
probably
in the bookshelves upstairs.
listen to that just in case we hear anything about anyone coming this way or movement on the monsters, movement on the jacks.
Any dead bodies?
Yeah.
I guess we'll listen to the radio.
It'll be best listening to the radio. Is there did this place have any ammunition or anything like that?
You want to look around for that while they're upstairs?
Yes.
Roll me investigation then.
That is a 1 on investigation.
All right. You look around, and you don't see any like inside anywhere, but you notice a like small, not like a shed, but like a small box outside, like crate sized, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That like you'd put like tools or like things like that inside of it. You could like go out and check that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that.
All right, roll me investigation again.
That is a 5.
All right, yeah, you were able to find a
I really look at that box.
yeah, we'll say like a moderate amount of ammunition.
Okay. I assume it fits the revolver.
Yes.
I was going to say I don't want to. Yeah.
Just picking up shotgun shells.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that I don't want to have that lovely surprise.
As you are like putting it away, a person will walk back behind the fence and look directly at you.
Is it anybody I know?
It is not. And they
What
will
do
look
they-
at you and say, he can be saved, you know. He's not gone.
Who are you?
If you want him to live, come with me now. By yourself. Let's go. You're the only one who can save him. And I'm going to be compelling you.
I was going to say, this is which Saddled with Guilt comes
2
in.
fate points. So if you want to say no, you will have to give me 2 fate points. In fact, I'm actually going to make it 3.
I am going to go. I am going to go because I want something that can assuage my guilt.
Excellent. So, you walk down following this strange person who is very quiet as you walk, but like walks with a purpose, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. What's the physical description of this person? Are they wearing robes? What are they?
Give me 1 second to find the thing for them. They look very fancily dressed, wearing like a very like nice dress, some like nice jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
very long hair, but like very well kept.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice glasses. Just like everything about them seems like a little extra.
They're a little extra, but very, very finely kept extra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are they? This isn't like a Society of Free Thought outfit, is it?
No.
Okay, that's what I was going to say when you were talking about dressing extra. Yeah.
Real
Okay.
quick, roll me a resolve check.
That is a 1.
A 1? Okay.
I'm going to just go, so where are we headed? You haven't told me who you are.
Dang it. As you begin to speak, you see someone walk from around the corner in front of you guys. And you absolutely recognize them. They look like the person who you last saw shooting or fighting your friend before they died.
Okay, what the hell is this? I am going to have my gun at the ready.
All right.
My newly loaded gun.
So then we're going to be starting a fight with the two of you. As well as the new friend that you have made. Additionally, you see that the person, the assassin, is holding what appears to be Wombat's head.
Jesus Christ. What? Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
conceding was supposed to avoid this.
Not necessarily. It can, but it's probably fine. Maybe he has a better character now. Okay, since you are at the ready with all this, let's have you go first.
Talking still a free action.
Yes.
I'm talking to the new friend and just saying, what the hell is going on, and why did you bring me here?
Let's see. Do you do anything else, or is that your turn?
I am going to. Can I, using my weapons skill, create an advantage for myself in the future?
What are you trying to do?
I want to have this guy at gunpoint and unable. If he's holding something that big and unwieldy, then I want to have him at gunpoint, and if he acts, I'll shoot. But I want to basically be holding him at gunpoint.
Are you saying I had a big head?
No, it's just that human heads are actually very unwieldy to carry around.
Well, I mean, he's just holding it by the hair like it's Medusa.
I mean, that's that.
True, but he also just has a gun in his other hand, so it's not like he needs to move his body a whole lot.
Oh, he's dual wielding. He's dual wielding.
Yeah, if he holds the head up, actually, you'll turn to stone. So.
Okay.
I don't think that last part's true.
That Ashy, he just called you ugly.
He did. He just called me Medusa.
I mean, I think Medusa's crime was being prettier than the gods. So, in a
Right,
long
but then they turned her
roundabout
ugly.
way,
That's like every human female.
that was a lateral move. I've learned anything from the internet. It's just a lateral move.
All right, so are you going to I mean, they certainly seem aggressive. I will say that.
I'm going to have my gun out, but I don't want to screw up. I'm kind of
Okay.
frozen. I am frozen in indecision, and I'm not able to shoot, but I'm still trying to be intimidating. So would that be a weapons check, a rapport check, or something like that?
Yeah, you can roll me a weapons check, or guns.
Guns, that's a 0.
Okay. Yeah, you're not as good with the gun as you are with
No.
the crowbar.
Oh no, I'm not. This is entirely an intimidation thing.
Also, I really like that your equipment has a moderate amount.
This is what happens when I start using WASD to move around.
I just looked over and I was like, "What the fuck does that say?"
Yeah, I've gotten used to clicking off of the text boxes before I try moving.
That's the type of bullet it uses. It's
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, roll me athletics as the guy shoots at you.
That's a 2.
Okay, it's not bad. So he'll do 3 damage to you.
Has he recovered anything since we did get to rest a little bit at?
Yes. Also because apparently somehow there was nothing on any of the sheets when we started, so
It was
I
a
may
new
have
scene.
accidentally cleared it. Yeah, but you only heal from a new scene if you have time to rest and recover, and mentally he might not have. Yeah, so you'll take 3 mental or composure damage. There you go.
Okay. I'm thoroughly demoralized.
And from behind you, you see another person lumber into the alley.
Oh God.
You remember what you said about being naive and not doing stupid things? Following a stranger without your party is naive and stupid.
It's called character growth. It's fine.
It's a long process. It took Zuko 50 of a 52 episode show to do this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, okay.
So somebody comes lumbering in.
Sorry, you take a 2 mental stress rather than 3. My bad.
Oh, 3? Okay, that's
Yeah,
better.
It's resolve, not athletics.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, this creature basically glares you down, and you have the realization that there is basically nowhere to go in this alley. Roll me resolve.
That is a -1.
Okay, so that'll hit your 4 box for composure, as it intimidates you.
So was it just to get me in an alley? What you wanted to just get rid of me or something?
The one next to you just doesn't say anything, just kind of steps back and smiles.
Is it my turn again?
It's actually going to be the assassin's turn again.
Okay.
Roll me resolve.
Is this that's a 0. Is the monster something I've seen before?
Which monster?
You said the thing that lumbers in.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's human looking. It's just a little off.
Okay.
It looks similar to one of the monsters that you saw in the that attacked Cole.
Similar to, but not actually one of the ones I've seen before.
Yeah.
Okay. So did he shoot me? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
It does not look like Ashy. Also, you already know where Ashy's head is, so.
Okay, but this is entirely possible that I'm like hallucinating this and someone's messing with my head. Can I, as someone who, okay, so I know people better than they know themselves, and their minds are my playground. Can I basically force them through like was it tuning to make them tell the truth or something like that, or tell me what's going on?
Give me 1 second. You would not really be able to. Okay. Actually, a good question. Okay, I'll check in a second once it gets around to your turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he quietly turns and shoots at you again.
Oh, good.
And the shot is going directly for you and suddenly disappears in midair. As does the assassin. But on the bright side, behind him, you see a truly familiar face.
I mean, was
One
it the
that-
familiar face he was holding?
Indeed it is.
Hey there, Master Man.
Okay, no, is this you? Because
What do you mean, is this me?
I just saw your head. I just saw your head.
Man,
And
you
there's
just
this
seeing
person.
things.
What happened then? What happened? And I'm looking for the person who brought me here.
The person is like fairly close to you and looks not terrified, but very confused. Very much like this was not part of a plan.
Oh. I say that this person seems like they were trying to cause some trouble. How did you survive the attack? I last saw you were in the alley and the gun went off.
Is this really the time to be asking these questions?
Oh, I just saw your severed head, and then that guy vanished into thin air. And
Yeah, but
that
dude, there's a
monster
giant thing in the alley.
Yes, I know that too. Also, do you have ranged attack? That's my next question.
Unless my fists can turn to rubber, no.
In fact,
Okay.
we'll say it's Ashley's turn now because of the entrance.
Dramatic entrance.
So I'm going to immediately rush up to the monster and punch it in the face.
The one that was behind the one who intimidated
The real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah, I think I might be the real monster here, but you know.
That is a 6 on fists.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. All right. You hit it pretty fucking hard. It looks, I mean, confused by everything, and also very much like that hurt. That hurt a lot.
Yeah, of course it did.
All right, who's going next?
Oh, I guess I'll hand it off to Raphael.
Okay. Does it take one turn to swap out my gun for my crowbar?
Nah,
Or can
you
I do
just have
that? Okay, yeah, I'm going to go after the monster with my crowbar and say, hey, I think, I'm playing your song. You remember this one. And I go for its knee.
Okay.
And that's a no, that's a 4. That is a 4 to go after its knees to cause an
All right.
advantage on future attacks.
Okay, so you're trying to create an advantage?
Yes.
Nice.
So that way Ashy can keep on pummeling.
You said a 4?
Yeah.
Oh, actually that'd be a 6 because that's you're doing dirty fighting.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now I get to pull out one of my fancy new aspect cards.
Aspect cards. The enemy of knees everywhere.
All right, and that's gonna have 2 free invokes on it.
Nice.
All right. So we're gonna cut to the person who brought you here, who's going to walk away very quickly. Yeah, they're just leaving. They're just out.
Yeah, you better run.
And the other monster.
And I miss you. Baby, come back. Hey, that's how I feel though.
Who also is leaving from the other direction.
Monsters running
Very-
away.
Very quickly, yes.
The one that we kneecapped?
Yeah.
That's not okay. Can we invoke his kneecapping to like make him trip up?
I mean, you can, but that's only if you truly want to fight it more.
I think
Yeah.
we're getting a nudge to go back to the group.
You don't necessarily have to, but it's you know, it's not a necessary to kill it. Similar to is now really the time to ask those questions. It's also is now really the time to try to go fight one of these things.
Fair enough.
Okay, so if they're walking away and we're going back to the group, I gotta ask what happened?
So while that's happening, Rose and Brois, so Ellis and Lillian, you guys hear for a second, you hear like rummaging around downstairs as though Raphael's looking for something while you guys are setting up the radio, and you hear the back door open and close, and some like stuff in the backyard, and then you don't hear anything else.
What's Sedity up to now?
I gave him 20 minutes before we started search party.
20 minutes is a lot longer than
That's generous.
a lot can happen then.
He has a gun
think-
and a crowbar. I don't know which one's more deadly in his hands.
I mean, in their defense, if it's 20 minutes and I wander off for 20 minutes, it's entirely possible in that time I could become someone else's problem.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, you're no longer saddled with guilt, considering
What is it? You need your
this.
own. Dude, don't just sit.
And now I have all the fate points.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was imperative that I get you to accept that and compel.
Yeah, no, that's I got what you were putting down.
Now, to be fair, it could have just also killed you, so I was just gonna see how that plays out.
Here's my new character, Raphael Cousteau.
Raphael, no, I think your next character should be Van Gogh, considering what happened to this character's ear.
That is true.
I did check. It is the left ear also.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the right ear too. It's the correct ear.
You know, it's in the left ear.
Yeah, it's.
All right, Wombat. Are you gonna tell him now, or are you gonna wait till you get back so you don't have to do this 3 times?
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, this isn't really the time to talk about this. We can talk about it more once we get back.
Okay, but once you get back, that means you have to tell me in song.
I cannot promise anything.
That's okay. It was foolish for me to hope. But yeah, I want to get back to the
Also,
the group
one is yours.
Mhm.
I forgot I had given that to you.
Yeah, you gave that to me
Yeah.
in our secret.
Yeah. Okay, so after 5-10 minutes or so, Lillian and Ellis hear the door open downstairs again, which is good news.
Well, it's still going to be Alice dropping into stealth and like
I was gonna say,
making
go
sure
sneaky.
it's not a stranger,
Yeah.
like a strange person.
I'm gonna say, unfortunately, it's still me.
Are you alone?
And
No.
me!
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Go down and look.
He followed me home. Can we keep him?
I don't know. Has he learned his lesson?
I don't know, can you all keep me around?
What happened? We thought you were dead.
Okay, so I can give you the basics, but there's some stuff that I've promised not to say. And I don't want to break those people's trust just yet, if you get what I'm saying. But essentially, I was captured by the Jacks. They killed the assassin. And then I was rescued, and I was taken to a safe house and left there for a while until it was safe to come out. And now I'm here.
Okay.
It must not have been a very long wait.
The Jacks trust you?
No.
No,
But they rescued you.
They captured me. I'm pretty sure they were intending to torture me for information regarding our friend here, as I gesture towards Raphael. But before they were able to do any of that, they were caught off guard, and somebody helped me escape.
Okay.
So we have an as yet unknown faction, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Or they're a member of a faction we already met, but we can't know.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, there's an unknown angle here.
Out of curiosity, how did you know where to go and find him, Raphael? And why didn't you bring us?
There was someone who showed up. They made eye contact me, and I don't know if it was like some sort of conditioning or it was just me feeling guilty, but they kind of compelled me to follow. And it was specifically they compelled me to follow, and they couldn't let me tell anybody. And for some reason, they just kind of stopped talking. And I think what happened, they were talking. They did say one thing about like, oh, you can save him or something like that. But I don't think that was the intention. I think their intention was to like feed me to one of those monsters, and then basically Ashy saw the monster and decided it was time to liberate it from its knees.
Well, that was your doing.
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
it was kind of a blur. I don't remember who hit it in the knee with a crowbar, but when I say it out loud.
To Ellis. So we basically just can't ever leave him alone again.
It sounds like it. Jesus Christ.
We leave him alone for like 2 minutes and goes off following strangers down crazy
Hey,
corners and
I am okay with it this time, though.
deep alleyways.
Are you saying you don't want to have me around, Lillian?
Oh, I'm very glad you're alright and that you're back.
Thank you.
They're glad you're back. They're mad at me, I think, for obvious reasons.
So, we tell him about the phone call. There was a phone call.
Yeah.
Our friend Carolyn, something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Carolyn Flynn.
She wants to meet us this evening.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Do you know anything about that?
I might.
Can we trust her?
Carol, yeah.
I'm going to say you can if you want.
That's ominous.
Regardless, we should listen to whatever they have to say.
Oh yeah, no, I
Oh, yeah, I'm not
understand.
saying don't meet with her, but definitely take everything that she says with a grain of salt. Or a pound of salt. Or as
Oh,
much
yeah.
salt as you think you can fit inside your body without dying.
I mean, that's kind of the rule with everyone here.
Yeah. Our memories are not our own. People are not what they seem, and there's giant crazy monsters that have been loosed upon this city. So at this point, I'm not sure of anything right now. Other than I'm going to keep my mouth shut more.
Also, and I point towards Raphael, take everything he says with a grain of salt, too.
Oh,
I
you think
mean-
I believe them?
The last time I heard him say he wasn't gonna say anything, he decided to just start wandering off instead. Like, that was an improvement.
I mean, I didn't say anything. Baby steps. Even
I
though
love that you
those
guys are
baby
like,
steps were.
why did you wander off without telling us anything? Also, don't say anything.
Keep your mouth shut, but if you're going to do something, tell us. So I do think our best course of action is meeting with Carolyn, though. We still haven't gotten everything we can get out of the society.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still a few hours away, though. Trying to figure out what we should do in the meantime to try and figure stuff out. Considering we
Anything? Oh, yeah.
don't really want the Jacks to find us.
Rose, what are you doing?
What?
Okay. Oh, you might be on another monitor. I keep seeing your hand like hovering near like some of the other some of my other cards.
Yeah,
and
I'm on another monitor.
Okay,
No, you
I was just
weren't.
like, please don't look at this yet.
I can't see crap. I'm just doing some stuff on the other monitor because, like, I don't need to roll dice yet.
I was going to say I'm mostly just looking at some notes I've been making about who's who.
You know,
Because what I see is we've got the Society of Free Thought and the Jacks who oppose them. We've got the Masters who are running the city, according to the Jacks. And the Jacks think the Society works for the Masters, probably because of that big fancy gentleman that they have running things. Cobb is working for the politician, who
Right.
has dealings with the Enlightened One, but not the official society.
Bob is also dead.
Well, Cobb's whole operation of making monsters.
Oh, you know what? And if we see Bernard Charles again, let me kill him.
Why?
Because he's the one who sent the fucking assassin after us.
I mean, he told us he would, though.
Right, but then he did it, so now we have to punish him if we see him again.
Yeah, and then I count Carolyn Flynn, who was initially part of our landlord's, I kind of gesture to the apartment's outfit, and she has the associate in the society, and we're taking everything she says with a grain of thought, a grain of salt, and
I like a grain of thought.
A grain of thought.
I'm hoping that's THOT.
A grain of thought.
I was mixing up the phrase train of thought and grain of salt in my head.
No, I liked it. It was good.
And let's see. As far as I can tell, that's where I'm at right now. And somewhere involved, there are police who were deliberately sent to set me and Ashy free. But
I wonder if
that's
the police. I wonder if the police are part of the same outfit that brought back Ashy.
it's possible.
We may be
Yeah.
being watched at all times.
I can definitively say no.
But how do you know?
Because I know who saved me.
Do you know all of their allies?
I know that they're in it for themselves.
Do we owe them now?
No.
I'm sure we'll make our payments back somehow.
No, if anything, he'll come to our aid.
Interesting.
It's a he. Okay. That narrows it down.
I mean, there's literally been 2 female characters besides the main party in this whole game so far, so
Right.
I don't know if it narrows it down that much.
It's really mostly he's.
I know, but I'm still counting that. I'm doing I'm taking notes. But yeah, so have we heard anything on the radio?
No, it's mostly just like music. Some like evening news kind of stuff.
Some swing
Very generic.
jazz.
Yeah, some. I guess what music did they listen to in like Victorian era? I guess like
I was
the
gonna say
alphabet song is probably on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but they're both instrumentals, so it's hard to tell them apart.
It's just all classical music playing through the radio. It's Beethoven and Mozart and
Basically, yeah.
Chopin.
There's like one techno beat in there, and then back to Chopin again.
And then is there like a stuffy commentary person just speaking in between?
Yeah,
And
basically.
then back to.
A lot of like updating on the time and weather, even though it's been like 20 minutes.
Mhm.
back.
I mean, the radios weren't weren't until about 1920ish, so there could have been swing.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything you guys want to do before evening hits and you guys go to the society?
Okay, so I've got a gun with ammunition, and I've got duct tape, and I am
don't
not
like what plans that could come up with.
I am also not a good ranged shooter. Does anyone want to try to take up the gun, and we can conceal it or something? Like if you need to hide it, we can hide it with the duct tape, and have it be ready access for you because I'm the crowbar guy.
I don't think any of us have much skill with gun,
Yeah.
but I can keep it safe if you need.
I do have an
Sure.
idea for some of the
This
duct
thing
tape.
has
though.
500,000 pockets.
It has pockets. Yes, I will give you the gun and the ammunition. A revolver, and you get the moderate amount of ammo bubbles left.
I'm not
But
going to
what
try
we-
to type that.
Actually, what was your idea for the duct tape?
If you hand it to me, then the next time we get into a fight, I can wrap my fists in duct tape.
Does that help?
I mean, it should add more of a punch.
Might break your hand though.
I was going to say.
Also, if you
yeah.
wait until we're in the fight to wrap your fists in duct tape, won't you spend your first option of punching people wrapping your fists in duct tape?
True, but imagine walking to a place where you're supposed to have a peaceful meeting with someone with hands wrapped in duct tape.
I'm not
Right.
suggesting he should pre-wrap them. I'm asking whether it's the best idea to wrap them.
Because I did have the idea of just wrapping my left hand in duct tape right now and just kind of hiding it, but I don't know how that's going to pass off.
Someone like goes to shake your left hand and it's just in your pocket. You're like, sorry, I got shot. And like, what? What does that have to do with your hand?
I got shot through my hand.
But why would they shake his left hand anyway?
You're left-handed.
Right.
That...
No, left.
Ah.
Same as the ear.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say the fact that that joke came up twice
Twice
now.
in one. Yeah, I'm almost mad about it.
Almost.
All right, we'll just keep it on the back burner as an idea.
If we know we're going into a fight.
Yeah.
Oh, well, an idea for the duct tape, since we're going to be going to a meeting where we talk with people and we need them to trust us. Should we duct tape Raphael's mouth shut?
I think they might
No
find
need.
that suspicious.
No need. I will just keep my mouth shut, and I will like nod to you if I want to ask a question. And I won't ask any questions without your permission. And I did the same thing again with my equipment sheet. I just added a WAD.
All right. So you guys do anything else before society?
No, let's just head there.
All right. So everyone can
Clean
clear
up, mend
any
wounds,
boxes they have checked.
anything.
So Wombat, that's you too.
Oh, I forgot I took that hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you guys driving there?
Sounds like it would be a best idea.
Seems like the best way to camouflage.
That's a 1 to drive.
Yeah, you're good. You're able to get there fine. All right. Are you just parking like right outside, or just like a little?
Oh, we're going to park a ways away, so that way we can come in the evening through the back.
Oh, my idea was to drive through the front door.
No,
you wouldn't
we're
be able to go through the back
Okay,
door.
now we know it's not an imposter. I was a little
Yeah.
worried.
I
But no
I was gonna say,
imposter
that's-
would know to say something like that.
Man, that is the DM dream, though, is to kill a character, have an imposter show up, and then allow the other player to play the imposter to really sell it.
I actually did that once in a campaign, and it was great.
You know, you sound like the exact kind of person who the DM would be like, all right, I have an idea. I need you to play as yourself while you're dead. Just to
Well,
fuck with the
basically,
other
yeah,
players.
yeah.
I wonder if that says anything about your current role. So, back door you won't be able to get through. Because, like, there's no, like, you would have seen on the last time you went through, there's no door on the or no handle on the outside. It's like an exit door, kind of, like, back hidden kind of thing, but it's not supposed to be something you can, like, get through. Because to get to it, you had to go through, like, or past some of the rooms that you're not supposed to be in unless you're a society member.
Before we go inside and as we like enter through the doorway, I did want to roll a burglary check to like case the building.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'd like to roll investigation to make sure we weren't followed.
Oh man, that's the worst roll. I got a 1.
I'll have a 2 for investigation.
You don't seem like you have been followed, as far as you see. Wombat, you are not able to glean a whole lot of information before you guys go in.
Right.
But I mean, that's okay. You've seen the area some. You just don't really get like a whole lot extra this time. You had to go in pretty quickly.
Okay.
As you guys walk inside the main section, as you had before, there are 2 people in kind of nice suits who seem to be like waiting for you essentially, and they're just like, we thought you might be here. Please come with us. The beneficent one would like to have a talk with you to explain a few things from the last couple days.
But do we want to have a talk with the beneficent one?
I don't think we have a choice.
I mean, I guess we did come here to do that.
I was going to say, this is more of a directions rather than an offer.
Okay, I guess we'll follow them.
Excellent. So they'll lead you through one of the doors and kind of like up the stairs to a second floor that you can't really see from the main sitting area because it's kind of like tucked in behind everything. And they bring you inside of an office, which is lavishly appointed. This definitely looks like the private quarters of someone who runs a secret society. I mean, it's definitely like this is like the person who runs things and it believes that they've earned things, I guess, from it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like a bottle of kind of like nice whiskey probably next to them, next to like the desk. But they bring you in, and sitting at the desk is a man who you can almost certainly guess is the Beneficent One, someone you've heard a lot about and not yet met.
I'm guessing I recognize him from the Illuminati photos.
Yes. It says, hello, good friends. I've heard much about you. Please, come, sit down.
I'll take a seat directly in front of him.
Okay. You'll notice that the two people who brought you in also walk in with you guys and essentially stand next to the Beneficent One, like on one on either side of him.
And neither of them are Carolyn, right?
No.
I'll sit as close to the door as possible.
Okay.
Also, like off to the side, just kind of almost more leaning than on something than sitting.
Okay. What about you?
I'm going to beckon Raphael to sit next to me.
I'm going to sit next to him.
Okay, excellent. Can I get you guys a drink or anything while we have a moment of rest?
Oh, can I get like 2?
Yes. And he pours like, a finger of whiskey in 2 different glasses and puts one in front of you and one in front of Raphael.
I'm going to down both of them.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
No, that's
And he goes, yes, I understand what you mean now. Well, I have heard much of you over the past couple days, and I wanted to sort of take you to the side and tell you what has been going down. Because I know a lot of it has unfortunately affected you all. And I believe it's only right to explain as much as I can to you. So, as the leader of the Society of Free Thought, I do as much as I can to ensure that everyone in the society is doing well and are well taken care of and everything. However, there are some that would rather see me in a different place.
Hell?
Perhaps, or simply just on the street and not part of here anymore. I believe that someone is trying to undermine me and either take my place or destroy the society as a whole. I do not know who it is, but I suspect someone in the society itself. Likely someone highly placed as well. I had actually hired someone to find out who it would be that has been trying to undermine us. And unfortunately, you all may know exactly what happened to that Jack Smith. Now,
I'm going to pull out Jack Smith's ID card and say, yeah, I think we do.
yes, unfortunately. I'm sorry that all that happened to you. Now, what I can say is the traitor has likely found power. Some sort of power that allows them to alter memories. For that reason, I'm guessing why you all woke up with, as far as I've heard, pretty much nothing in your minds besides a need to escape.
Oh, we were, yes.
And likely they did that in order to make you take the blame for Smith's murder. And luckily, I'm sure you were able to escape and try to figure out what was going on. And I'm very glad you were.
I mean, we haven't figured out much, but we've
Well,
at least escaped.
Exactly. Figuring out a little is certainly much better than dying with not even any knowledge to take to your grave. Now, my guess is that whoever it is that is attempting to undermine us has joined up with there's an underground terrorist organization that I've been seeing what I can deal with, known as the Jacks, and I believe they've joined with them in some regard.
I'm sorry,
We're
what?
all too familiar with them.
Oh, are you as well?
I pull out the Jack cards and I lay them out in front of him.
Meanwhile, I kind of gesture towards Raphael and go, I think he knows them a bit better than the rest of us.
Well, that would be excellent. That kind of knowledge would be incredibly useful for us. We could.
Oh,
They
we are
don't
not
like
welcome
me.
back.
Oh, that's okay. As long as we're able to determine where their base is, we could certainly do something with that information. Something that wouldn't require you guys. You've all been through plenty up to now, I'm sure.
We can't tell you where their base is. We haven't been there ourselves yet.
Unfortunate, but any information that you all have would be welcome. But let's hold on off on that for a little bit. I've heard tale of people seeing some strange happenings from you. Have you all also developed strange powers while you were here?
Given that I
What do you
made a
mean?
wall in the middle of a bar, I think so. Sorry,
That's-
door, not a wall.
Excellent. I understand, and there is no judgment or any sort of fear. I myself even have some powers as well, as do many of the upper echelon of the society. It simply means that we've been chosen for greatness. We just have to figure out what that is.
One thing I
Do
can
you
tell
use
about
these
the thing-
powers often?
Not often, no. Just when it's needed.
Okay.
I try to create a place where it's not so much needed. It's simply difficult to do once someone attempts to destroy everything we've created up until now. Now, what I will tell you is this. I am sure you have understood and heard by now that the place we are in is not... This city is not as much of a city as it looks. Correct?
Oh, of course. It's just a dome inside our minds.
Not so much inside your minds, actually. It is, in fact, a real physical place. And it is actually a penal colony. Everyone here has had some crime that they committed or some reason to be here. And the society itself is actually built to rehabilitate people and take them back to the, be able to reintegrate back into the world a little bit better, a little easier, a little safer without falling back into old habits.
And how exactly do you integrate into the world if you're completely removed from it?
Well, after a long enough time here, we're able to essentially send people to another location, whereupon they are able to think of it like a dome, another dome, but rather than something like this, it is more accurate to the world outside, somewhere that you can reintegrate into the mindset of that kind of place while knowing that this is all practice. And after you feel comfortable, you're able to leave at your own pace.
What about
And
the
you do
monsters?
this?
I'm sorry?
The monsters? The thing I watched rip Jack's throat out?
I believe... Well, I'll be honest. I'm not 100% sure where they have come from, because they sort of pop up. But I believe it might be, as you all are meant for greatness, it may simply be that some are meant for the opposite. And it is sad. And we unfortunately have not had a whole lot of opportunity to recapture some of these people and see if we can rehabilitate them again. But we're always trying our best.
I'm sure you are. And you run this penal colony then?
No, not the colony itself at all. I simply run the society.
So how do you know about the colony?
Just being here long enough, I've sort of heard tell of well, as people are rehabilitated, they are eventually called for. And after that had initially happened, I was sort of given that information. And I'm not the first one to run the society, of course. This place has been going on for longer than I know. And So after becoming the leader of it and helping some people, I was given that information once the next group of people to leave had been picked up.
So you haven't done your time yet? You're not ready to be rehabilitated?
Perhaps, or perhaps I am. However, I believe there's more good I could do here. If I can help some more people rehabilitate, I wouldn't mind that. I think it would be good for my soul, in fact. Perhaps I just don't think I'm ready. He sort of like laughs a bit to himself.
Hmm.
However, now that I've told you all everything, I would like to offer a deal. Oh, in fact, I'm apologize first and foremost as well. I meant to say this earlier. I got excited knowing you guys were here. You won't. I'm sure you've seen the guards that are in with us. I promise you, they are here for your protection as well as mine. I have the. I expect that it's possible there will be an attack on us at some point, from a source that I do not know. But for a while, I have kept guards sort of near me and any of my honored guests, so long as they are here. Specifically because I'm worried as to what could happen. So, to my deal. I would like you to do what you can to find and stop the traitor in the society and deal away with him once and for all before they caused any more pain like you've experienced or just hurt anyone else in the society who is on their way to rehabilitation. As well as doing what you can to help stop the Jacks, even if that's just telling us the information you found out. If you do, we will absolutely, you will be able to join the society as, like, immediately if you would like, and we would like to essentially study the powers that you have because they are, like everyone else's, fairly unique, and I'm interested in seeing what you can do and what kind of greatness you will be able to achieve. And should you want, we will make sure you live the rest of your life in luxury. You wouldn't have to want for anything. You'd be our esteemed guests for as long as you would like. And you don't have to answer now. You take as much time to think on it as you want. But I simply wanted to lay everything out and tell you what we know and just see what you guys are thinking.
I look at Lillian and Ellis and kind of give a questioning look, wanting to ask something.
I shrug at Ellis.
Give you a cautionary look, pretty much trying to say, I will shut you up if I have to.
Alright, we're gonna pause for a second. Oh, you can keep talking. I'll just be back. I had to use the bathroom.
Okay. I was going to ask him a question, so I think I have to wait for the DM.
Probably.
You want to tell this guy that you think you remember altering people's brains?
No, I was going to ask him what did we do to get stuck in a penal colony, and what did he do?
I mean, I think we all kind of know what we did, or at least what we think we did.
Yeah. Well, I want to know what if he's saying he's in a penal colony and his job is to reform people. He got sent here first.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know how much it matters.
That's of course assuming his whole shtick is correct, but you know.
I like that he's all, I don't know, I feel like I can do some more good here as he's sitting in this expensively furnished office with, like, anything he could need. Like, I think you just don't think you could get anything better outside.
I could ascend to heaven, but I think my time here on Earth is better spent serving the greater Scientology community.
Yeah. Please, would you like to buy a book?
Yeah.
You guys are roasting them hard.
Come into the. Gonna say, do these guys have a celebrity center?
camera's back on. I'm not sure why it's not.
If they
showing.
have a celebrity center, can I join it?
Oh,
Real quick. While this is all happening. Broius, you will actually remember something. There you go.
Oh, cool.
But I think it's a good idea to at least like consider the idea of working with them.
I can consider it. I want to ask my one question.
What's that?
Are you? I was going to say, are you back, Tom?
I am back.
Questions? Okay. If this is a penal colony, what did you do? What did any of us do that put us here?
I cannot say what anyone has done, honestly. I only know myself. I do my best not to judge or to ask people what had gone on in their lives. I understand how personal that is. The goal here is, of course, to just help people be better people. And the methods of doing so are usually not too different depending on crimes that have been committed. So we simply don't pry unless we feel it's absolutely needed to. But I don't think I've ever had to do that more than once or twice, and I believe all of them are already gone.
I can tell you what I did, Raphael. My memories have come back enough where I can tell you that.
Only if you're comfortable saying it in front of the whole room.
Oh yeah, that nobody can use this against me. It's fine. So in the real world, not whatever this place is, but in the real world, I used to be a cop. And you know, I did the best that I could. I got high marks on all of my tests, and I became a detective. And then I discovered corruption within the department. And obviously that didn't fly with them. And so now I'm here. I did nothing wrong, except discover that they did something wrong.
Checks out.
So whatever this penal colony is, it's not being used for the best of purposes.
He looks at you, he's like, interesting. I don't know how many of your memories or how much of your memories have been returned to you. I'm sorry to hear about that. That sounds horrible for you. And if unfortunately I don't know how much control there is over who comes in, I suppose, or if it's simply what a sentence from a judge that can't get overturned and thus can be as susceptible to corruption as anything else. I'm unsure, but
Well, I imagine it's the masters who decide all of that.
and who are the masters? Like whoever's running the law, you mean?
Oh, you don't know?
He looks fairly confused.
So the masters are the ones running this whole place. They're the ones who wipe our memories and drop us in here, create new memories for us, and set us down the path of being different people. For what reason, I don't know.
Makes sense why I remember being, a young college dropout, and instead, I belong here.
It makes sense why I thought I was like a drunken bar brawler, but instead I'm more of a more
Sober bar
upstanding
brawler.
policeman. Fair enough. I've taken to my new personality quite well.
Says, I see. Well, and he kind of like thinks on it a bit, very, very confusedly, like not quite sure how to take all this. He says, "Well, in that case, if that's how you think, you'll have to show me some of this when we get a chance. Um,
Show you
however,
what?
evidence essentially of these masters and everything, because I had a different impression of what was going on here, but if you guys believe otherwise, then I certainly trust you that something strange is going on." And
I kind of meet Raphael's eyes with my own.
I am keeping my mouth shut. This is a test, and I am going to pass this time.
growth. He says, "Okay, so, well, unfortunately, the issue of a possible attack and the undermining is more pressing to me in what is currently happening. If possible, okay, my deal still stands in. If you're able to help me with that, I will do everything I can to help you find these masters and remove them from their power."
We can work and see what we find. I'm not willing to make any promises just yet.
Completely understandable, especially with the days you have had recently. I cannot imagine simply jumping to something like this. But please, think it over.
I did want to ask you about your relationship with what's his name? Bernard Charles before we went.
Ah, yes, him. He is as I'm sure you know by now, a politician of some renown, and not the best of mind, I suppose.
I would
Despite
agree.
being somewhat upstanding looking, he is quite corrupt. I have been attempting to get him to join us for quite some time in order to hopefully rehabilitate him. Because, well, let's just say he's one of my personal projects, I suppose.
Okay. That was it. That was all I had.
So do
Ellis,
most
Lillian.
people have memories of their outside life? Like, do they know what they did or why they're here?
I believe they, well, more or less. I'm not 100% sure. It seems some people here don't remember much of anything.
Because most of the people we've just talked to just talked like they've lived here, well, lived in their current situation their whole lives. They even talk about how they go on vacations fairly regularly, even though we've run into walls.
Yes, I believe they don't necessarily. I don't believe their memories are taken from them necessarily like yours. I think they simply are hidden until they are ready to sort of realize what they've done in order to hopefully drive them to us in order to help make them better. I have very vague memories of who I was before I chose to join the society and then become its head. And I believe most people simply live a quiet, mild life until they suddenly realize everything. And I believe the intention is that that mild life help give them a realization of a norm. So when they get those memories back, they sort of realize how bad those things were that they did. Unfortunately, this is mostly speculation, as even I am given very little knowledge.
This seems weird that kids would have committed crimes bad enough to be warranting this.
Kids, you say?
There's
The
an
orphanage.
Ah, yes.
It's just yes.
I was thinking because like I had been like kids because I forgot that the orphanage was even a thing, and I was like, what?
He just says, "Ah, yes." It just doesn't say anything after that.
Like the
I
orphanage, he's like,
told
oh,
you,
them.
if you make one more noise before bedtime, and what did you do? Off to the penal colony with
No,
you.
their crimes were being orphans. No,
Oh, this is like the crime of
Worst.
loitering.
he says, however, I'm also unsure if they arrived here due to something like that, or if the folk who live here. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Ah, they might have been born here.
Possibly.
So, when people come here, their memories are buried, but there's no birth control?
Again, I know very little. I've been here for years, but I have not really been able to figure out a lot of what's happening. I just do my best to help people and hope that that's enough.
Well, I think we should get started on looking into your trader.
Ah, so you'll help me then?
Like I said, we'll work on it, and as we're working on it, we'll decide whether or not we'll fully help you.
In this crazy, fucked up world, there's no promises.
That's fair enough. Well, I will let you all get on your way then. I wouldn't want to hold you down. Just think over what I've said, please, and just contact me whenever you would like.
Of course, we'll reach out to you.
Here, I assume?
Yes, and you can talk to any of the members here, and they will. I'll let them all know to just have you all escorted towards me once, if you ever ask.
Okay.
I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out of the room.
All right, everyone following?
Yep.
All right. You guys will walk outside, and you'll be back in the hall. The guards will stay with the beneficent one. But you gotta, like, as you leave, he's like, okay, take a left. It'll be the way you came, but, a couple doors down, you'll take a right down the stairs, and you should, first door will be back to the main room.
All right.
And so as you get sort of towards that main room, you turn one of the corners and almost run directly into Caroline. She's like, oh, there you are. I heard the beneficial one took you aside. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering.
Yeah, he's a
where
good
you
buddy.
were.
Yeah. Well, come with me. And
I'll go
she
with her.
kind of walks in another direction, presumably towards Talk, as she previously mentioned.
I'm going to kind of lean in and whisper in her ear. So I'm guessing you're the one he's looking for.
She says, you will understand everything in a few moments, I promise.
I was being very sure of where she put that gun in her jacket.
Yeah, fair enough.
She may not be skilled with it, but it's still a
She
weapon.
knows where it is. Yep, I know where my knife is.
I'm just keeping my crowbar in my sleeve at this point. I just am walking with really good posture.
I was gonna say you're walking with a really stiff arm, like it's just
Yeah.
Just a
Oh, yeah.
straight out arm all the time.
You know
I
what? I
actually need to
do
find myself a knife at some
truly
point.
love complicating things. Tom, here, you get this. There you go. For your pile. So you all walk into another office. One that is considerably less lavish than the beneficent ones. This looks more along the lines of what you expect of a like a manager's office to be, where it's like specifically for work, but there's a couple things of personal effects that they've put up on the walls or stuff like that to make it more homely. And standing in the middle of it, back turned towards you, is Mr. Talk, the man that Wombat talked to for a bit and who helped escort you out at the party that one time. And as you walk in, he turns just like, hello. esteemed guests,
I
please
remember you.
come in and sit. Yes. I will explain what is going on and explain why I was unable to tell you when we previously met.
I'm
And
going
I
to
do-
flop down in his chair and throw my feet up on his desk.
Cool. He'll sit down like on the edge of his desk, or like actually grab another chair and sit on the side so he can like face everyone.
Yeah, I'm not going to be sitting. I'll be standing. Thank
I'm
you.
going to stand in the corner.
Okay. So
I'll stand in a different corner so I can flank if I need to.
also there are no guards in this room, so no worries there. All right. So I believe you have just met with the beneficent one. Is that correct?
What's it to you?
Not much, but it simply gives me the knowledge, or it will tell me what information he may have given you. Because,
Honestly, not much. He seems completely oblivious to the goings on.
yes, thankfully.
Unlike yourself.
No, I have a little more knowledge over some things. So, as he may have told you, he is correct. This is a penal colony. However, it's also an experiment. There is a group of people you may have heard about called the Masters. They run everything here. They run the Society of Free Thought itself and the Dome over everything and pretty much everything that they can get to. They manipulate minds in order to achieve the results they want for their experiments and just do so for whatever reasons that they seem fit to. One thing you may find interesting. You remember Jack Smith, yes?
Of course.
The first of the many Jacks.
First person
Except
we saw here.
also not a single Jack at all. He never existed.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, there was a dead man in the room.
There was, but how do you know that he ever lived a life as Jack Smith? When you woke up, you, I believe, had a different life in your mind than the one you truly lived, yes?
Yeah.
Well, not only is it that he never lived as Jack Smith, I'm sure you talked to many people who recalled meeting him and talking to him.
Of course.
Yes.
Also, not true. I mean, they may believe so, but in the same way that you have memories that were given to you, many others were given memories of a man named Jack Smith who they had met. It was never true.
And this even affects those who have awakened, even partially, like the beneficent one?
Yes. I will get to him in a moment. So, you were placed at the scene deliberately, specifically to observe, for them to observe how you would respond to waking up with strange memories in a room with a body. They wanted
A
to see
sick
what
experiment.
poor humans would do, especially with the memories that they gave you. Now, you may recall that you did not have any memories to be placed, or that you recalled when you woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not their choice, but it was mine. You see, they arranged for these memories to be in your mind in order to guide you in specific ways. You have not done those things quite so well. But that would be because I arranged some things to make sure that your memories would take a bit. And there was a small clue or two that would push you towards us so that I would be able to have this talk with you specifically.
So before you go on,
Yes.
you said 3 or 4 humans. But one of us isn't necessarily a human, is he?
Yes, however, I did also state that that was the plan that the masters gave, not the plan that I gave.
So you replaced one of us with our friend,
Indeed.
and what happened to the other one? I
Not
see.
not
The
much.
other one was Jack Smith.
No, actually. Jack Smith was always planned to be Jack Smith. However, before, after they had processed some of the people and before that they had finished, before they had planted the memories, but once they had gathered the people they were going to use, I simply made a swap with one of my compatriots, and he turns to Raphael and is just like, again, I deeply apologize for what happened. I know there's very little you may remember.
Oh, you apologize. Okay, that makes things all better. That makes that saying you're sorry. I was mad, but no, you said sorry, which means that my I have a little switch in my brain that flips to, oh, okay, it's all good now. I have been floundering around with this weird, stupid, childlike brain. I've been worried I was a sleeper agent. Maybe it's just that I'm this stupid, but you've destroyed everything I was.
I'm going to put
And
a hand on Raphael's shoulder while he says all this in like a comforting kind of way.
Raphael's like trying not to cry. Just like,
Why would you
says-
do this to me?
he says, I know, and I'm sorry. And I know that doesn't fix things.
I almost got innocent people killed because of my own incompetence, and that is on me. That is, of course, on me. But the fact is, someone put me in a place where I didn't know what was going on. Someone put me in a place like this, and I do hold you partially responsible. Like I said, it is still my fault. But fact is, this is not over.
Understood.
That's all I could say.
And I do not blame you. I have already begun making arrangements. If things go the way I hope, it will be a bit of study first to to ensure that it's possible, but preliminary tests have proven well that we would be able to get each and every one of yours true memories to be fully awoken.
But how
If-
are you
if you so choose.
inside this and deciding things like this? Like you said, it was your decision to have us come in without any memories, and you did things to make that happen. But you're here.
Yes. Because I am one of them. And I understand how that can seem, especially by virtue of what many of them have done.
But you're one of the ones who aren't like them.
I am opposing them, yes. As you may have guessed by what the Beneficent One likely told you about some sort of a traitor.
Oh, that's you. That's
would
you
be-
and Carolyn.
Yes, I have betrayed them by sending one of my agents to your group, as well as ensuring that your memories don't come back as quickly. And I apologize for the fear and confusion it must have given you the moment you woke up with nothing. However, it also is one of the few things we had found initially to increase the chance that your true memories actually come to the surface, at least in any time frame that would help. Here's what I believe. The Beneficent One and his whole group of people, they are the current regime of this dome. And they are corrupt and they are weak. My goal is to overthrow them. And take charge of the rest of the masters to create a regime that is significantly less cruel. The rehabilitation is an idea I appreciate. However, that's not what they are actually doing, as you may have guessed by now. They are just setting up scenarios, watching what happens, and resetting it and doing it again.
So here's the problem I have, and that's that any level of what is going on is cruel and irresponsible.
I would say evil, but that fits too.
So
Perhaps.
I'm not sure I can sign on with helping you continue this experiment in any way.
Yes, I mean, it wouldn't be experiment so much as a attempt at gently bringing people to a better place in life.
But what else do you call that? You are experimenting with these people's personalities.
Imagine running a prison with no cages, no bars, and everyone retaining the same violence that they held when they first arrived. Now,
I think that's just
understand-
called Napoleon's Island.
Now, I understand some of you may not have committed any real crime. And he sort of looks at Ashley as he speaks, and that you were sent here fraudulently. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, and I'm real happy about it.
Now, here's the thing. It's not as if I have a say over who shows up here or not. This is a place that people are sent to when they are essentially rejected by society as a whole via whatever crime it was that they supposedly committed. This place is for people who can't go back to somewhere better. It's not much, but it would be nice for now, at least until we are able to determine something better, to find a better life for some people.
There's no way out, is there?
Say again?
There's no way out, is there? We're in an oubliette.
Well, he must get out somehow.
Well, I mean,
No,
we
they
all
don't get out.
live here.
They run it from the inside. They observe their experiments directly, and they never have to leave.
Do you know what the name oubliette means?
I
It's
do
a
not.
place where you would dump prisoners, and it was a hole where there was no way to get out, and you just would dump them in there, and they'd maybe throw food down, but they called it the place of forgetting.
Ah. This is
It's the dungeon from Final
it would
Fantasy
be
XII.
like that if the place that you drop down to is significantly kinder, at least, than a simple hole in the ground. Because
How is it kind?
I don't.
You
Yeah.
you reset our personalities every couple of weeks, and you expect
Understand
us to just
and
accept
remember-
that as kindness?
And there's
Understand
weird
and remember
monsters
that I'm
roaming
trying
around.
to end the cruelness that you are speaking of. I
You're
call
you're
this-
trying to end that part of it, but we are still trapped inside of whatever dome this is, whatever that represents. We are trapped within this tiny little area with no real hope of escape.
Okay. I will tell you something that you may find useful then. Pray tell, how do you think new prisoners are brought into here?
Well, I mean, like Raphael said, you drop the prisoners in. It's like a hole in the ground. You throw them
Remember
in
that
here, and
I
then you
am
forget
also
them.
here. I don't drop anyone.
No, you just facilitate the apparatus.
So you think there's a hole in the top of the dome that opens up and they drop a body in and hope it survives?
No, I assume they wipe someone's memory, create a fake identity, basically kill the old person, and put this new person unaware of the ways of the world, and just turn them loose in your zoo.
And how do you think they physically get to where they are?
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
Is it the shipping company that we've been seeing?
It is not. Those people are also, unfortunately, given less memories and more instructions. They are essentially told to go to the docks, do nothing, go back home, and all they remember is a full productive day of work.
We pretend we're shipping things in and out, and really, the
They
docks
load-
are empty.
They unload some boxes, load them back up into the same ship, and all they remember is how well they did.
Didn't you think it was strange that there was absolutely nothing in that warehouse, Raphael?
I knew it was wrong.
Well, there is technically a way out, but in the same way that there is a way in, there's a transport that brings prisoners in that is generally meant as a exit only, or a enter only, where people come in here and don't leave. I believe I could find a place for all four of you on that transport if you would like. And I don't mean that I control who goes in it or not, but I simply believe that if you are able to help me make this place a little better for the future, in 20 hours when that transport is here, I will do everything I can to get you into it. And I have spent a few years working with the one who pilots it. I believe at this point I can talk you all onto it. And if you would like not to, you may also stay and help make sure that this place is as kind as you wish it to be.
Where does that transport come down?
It comes through a separate place, not one that you are able to get to from the middle of the dome.
So what exactly
Then,
do you need?
then how are we supposed to meet you there?
Oh, you would not meet me there. I would guide you to it. As soon as our everything is complete, I will take you there. Because unfortunately, it is a place I cannot get to without the other masters seeing. Because it goes through the sections of the dome that only they have access to.
Are all of the masters inside the dome?
As far as I know,
How many are there?
I don't really know offhand. There's more than you would think. But they generally follow whoever is in charge. And at the moment, that's the beneficent one.
So the beneficent one is one of the masters.
Indeed. He may act like he isn't, but he knows full well what they are and what we're capable of, considering he does most of the pain that is created here.
So something tells me taking care of him is not going to be as simple as putting a bullet through his head.
Well, if you get the right bullet in the right spot, that could be it. But yes, we are generally tougher than the average human would be. However, I wouldn't be so bold to claim I am tough enough that I could take out even him. Not without help.
He surrounds himself with guards all the time. However, we can talk the Jacks into thinking that he's a master.
Even though they want us dead?
We don't have a way of talking to the Jacks without
you
most
mention the
of them
Jacks?
trying to kill us.
I think we would, like, out loud.
Yeah. Yes, I haven't had as much contact with them as I wish I could have. They have the right idea in attempting to overthrow the cruelness that is here, but they are quite misguided in their attempts, and I unfortunately know that they would not trust me, especially if they learned what I was. And I don't believe they have the right knowledge or power to affect change like they think they can. Essentially, I don't think their leader is putting them on the right path. I'm afraid they will only get more people here killed, if not including themselves.
That makes sense.
So I take it your plan is that if we deal with the beneficent one, we get a ride out of here.
I will. my goal is this: if we are able to remove the beneficent one from power and instate me as in his place, you are all free to go, or you are free to stay, and I will give you all high-ranking positions in the new regime. That way, you can enact all the change that you wish to.
A tiny little dome in the middle of nowhere.
Say again.
A king of nothing.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
really
say-
here to lead anything.
But you say that there is a transport.
Yes.
So why couldn't we take out the powers that be and then transport everyone out?
Because we may control the dome itself. However, the people that show up here are sent by a different power. Think of us as a prison warden, and the people who send them here are the rest of the judicial system. We can't just decide to send everyone out of here, even if the transport was big enough to bring the hundreds of people from this dome out. And by the time we got a significant amount out, they would start to notice. Although my goal would of course be something like that. I cannot do that and for a while. Thus my first step being to stabilize this place and to make it more pleasant for the ones who have to be here until we are able to figure out what to do to get them out.
Then, and I'm not saying we're working with you just yet, but would be my idea if we did. So you help us get out of here, and then we take care of the problem on the other side, and then we get everybody else out.
I see. That would be very good.
Because I'm not okay with this continuing.
Yeah.
I believe we could work that out quite well.
However, we do have a friend here who might not be so keen on working with you.
And he nods and he says, I understand. I understand the betrayal and just everything you have had to felt is something horrible, and I apologize from the depths of my heart. It is something I would not have done if I didn't think it was necessary in order to ensure that we would be able to...
Did he even agree to it?
Unfortunately, there was not enough time. By the time we realized what was happening, we had little time to get everyone in. I added him in with the group. I'm sorry. I added you in, like addressing you, to ensure that if all else failed, there would still be someone when I eventually had to reveal myself to either join with me to help or to help bring the group together, all four of you, and do something, or like join to help or just know what's going on. I thought having someone that was one of us would be beneficial. I will say this, or ask you this. Is there anything that can be done that would not solve everything? Because I understand that's not something that could be done with a simple gesture. But what could I do to help you out for now?
I'm not going to. If I've learned anything, I'm not going to act rashly and selfishly and screw over the people here who matter. And so, while whatever I feel at the core, it's not just that you were part of this, it's that I was too. And we will both be facing consequences for this by the time this is done. But
Perhaps, yes.
right now there are people who need people whose need is greater. And that is where I am standing here now.
And he nods. He's like, I agree. There is plenty of time to figure things like that out. But we, I suppose, need a plan until we can figure out where to go after. We'll have plenty of time then. But 20 hours is unfortunately not a whole lot of time, and I couldn't tell you when the next transport would be afterwards.
Do you think he has a way of contacting the outside world? Like, should we...
Me?
Or no. The beneficent one.
You mean
the
that
benevolent one.
talk? Oh, beneficent one?
Yeah.
Are you asking talk that?
Yeah.
He says, honestly, I'm not certain. I don't even think he would care to. So long as he has this place, he has been content with simply causing chaos and pain. So if he has a way to the outside world, I don't think he has really cared to keep it up.
How do the resets happen?
Resets are, they just, masters are just go person to person and help seal their memories away.
Okay.
One last thing, though. I assume that they wouldn't just arbitrarily kill someone in order to run an experiment, because they keep everyone alive down here for the
Yes.
most part.
Unless
So
they feel
what is it?
too crowded, they generally don't.
So what is it that Jack Smith did?
I unfortunately do not know. The body of Jack Smith has been here for longer than you think. I believe this may not be the first time it has been used.
So they just like keep him on ice?
Yeah.
Something for your toolbox, you know? Oh, hey. We need a new prop for this one. Let's use that corpse again.
So that leaves one more question.
All right.
How do we kill you? Your kind.
Well, the same way that you would kill one of yours, but with a couple more, couple more hits. There's not anything unique about us so much as the will to go on being significantly stronger.
So if we were going to take out the beneficent one at this point, we just gotta hit him as hard as we can.
Yes.
All his guards.
Do you know where the monsters come from?
I do, and it is as unfortunate, or it is a even more unfortunate side effect than any of the pain anyone else has already felt. They are the unfortunate result of people living here recovering memories that they weren't supposed to. And unlike all of you who recovered your memories in a timely enough manner that you understood the world enough when you had that it did not cause you that much pain, There are some who don't know enough about the world that those memories resurfacing is enough to split their mind. And after long enough of just having this horrible feeling of two lives inside of you at a time, eventually many are left to turn into those horrifying creatures. My goal, if I am able to be reinstated or to be instated, is to do what I can and see if there's a way to bring them back.
I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and I'm going to say that he's telling the truth on this one.
Are you the one that brought Ashley back?
I am not. I had actually tried to arrange that, but by the time anything was done, it turned out it was unnecessary. I'm not sure how, but there's someone else out there who tried.
I've got friends in high places.
An omniscient individual, far above even the masters, known only as the DM.
No.
I gotta ask. There was someone who I saw, and I don't know, they led me away. They had long hair and a robe. Was that one of us?
Very well dressed, I'm assuming.
Yes. Very
That
extra.
would be one of those monsters, in fact.
Wait, that was a monster?
A monster of vice, we call it. Someone who's given into all of their greed and desires and needs.
So some of those monsters just look like regular folks then.
Yes, it is difficult to tell them apart.
Yeah,
You
there's
can,
actually
with long enough enough FaceTime with them, but they are quite good at ensuring that doesn't happen.
there's actually 4 different kinds of the monsters, and we saw 2 of them in that alleyway, Raphael.
Okay, that was Vice. Considering I started seeing the assassin in your severed head, does that mean it was like some sort of well, if we're going with Vice, then I assume that would be like cowardice or something?
Fear, actually.
Okay.
Right
Yeah,
Close
on.
enough.
Fairly close. And
Yeah.
then the others are fury and gluttony. We've seen both of them as well.
I was going to say I could map those to some of our friends. I assume Gluttony is the one that got Cobb, and Fury was the guy who got Jack.
Yep.
The poor bastard whose throat got ripped out.
Yep.
I think for now we can, Mr. Talk. I think we can trust you. I'm sorry, I ran a little bit of a test on you to see whether you would tell us the truth about that.
I completely understand. As I'm sure you can tell, I had to run a little bit of my own test on you all. And hopefully that would be the last test we would have to do.
I hope so as well. And hopefully Raphael can stop from murdering you.
Like I said, there's bigger things to deal with. And also, frankly, killing him is much more morally complicated because, frankly, I don't know how that could solve the problems that we're dealing with.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Maybe later.
Well, unfortunately, I will need I will need a resounding answer before I let you go, because unfortunately, you do also know now that I am the one attempting to undermine the beneficent one.
Well, yes, but we knew that to begin with.
Let's burn this mother down.
I think okay, Raphael. I think we can agree to meet with you tomorrow.
We may need to be faster. Again, he is difficult to put down, and we have 20 hours. That's not a whole lot of room for much.
What did you have in mind?
Well, we need to either remove him by force or find a way for everyone else to turn on him.
Well, there's one easy way to bring him down to at least distract him by force. It takes a little bit of acting.
Tell him we want to meet with him and that will help him?
We know exactly where his office is. We burst in pretending to keep this one at gunpoint and turn the gun on the enlightened one.
Beneficent one.
Whatever. Dead man walking.
How many guards did he have with him?
2. And we have the 4 of us,
5 on 3.
Mr. Talk, and Carolyn.
Is Carolyn ready to fight?
Carolyn, what do you have to
in the
say?
room.
She nods and says, I am able.
So it'd be a 6 on 3. Mr. Talk, do you know if the guards that he keeps around him, are they masters as well?
He opens his mouth to answer, and you hear a crash as something flies through the window behind him, landing just under the desk. It also breaks apart, spreading the I guess alcohol that was inside of it, with the burning rag that was stuck inside of it.
Fucking Molotovs. Might be the Jacks.
Lovely.
And he immediately just yells, "Oh, go, run!" And
Ellis kicked down the door.
Oh yeah, no, door is gonna be flying off his hinges
Yeah.
as best I can.
Caroline has already made moves to get to there to open it for everyone. And we will end here for tonight.
Before we end here, can I go ahead and take my 5 might to kick down the door? I want the door busted off the hinge.
You're just like, oh, come on, man. It's my door.
But if I'm lucky, I will hit someone.
All right. So,
Okay.
that is the end of the session tonight. Who could be this? Whoever's throwing this Molotov, and likely others.
I mean, it's Jack Cross or Diamond. Like, let's be real.
What? Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's Miss Waitley, the person who runs the boarding house.
It's not.
Maybe she got fucking wild on some crack and just went off.
Maybe it's the beneficent one. Maybe
Maybe
he
if it's-
followed us to this meeting.
Maybe
the beneficent one left
officer
the
that
building
let you guys
and-
out of jail. Maybe it's that guy.
Maybe it's Jack Smith, the real Jack Smith.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The
And he has
long dead Jack
a
Smith.
handmade playing card, and instead of a symbol, it just says the word Smith a bunch of times.
Maybe
He's
it's
got
the
a
real
hammer.
Ashy, not this imposter that's hanging out with us.
I'm not an imposter.
That
He
is
wanted to
technically
drive
possible.
through the. I mean, Ashy wanted to drive through the front of the building. That's pretty
That's
true.
Pretty Ashy.
Yeah. But I won't be for certain until I see him bite out something's throat.
Yeah, that's the true mark.
Doesn't have to be like anything, big. It could be like some cotton candy that's shaped like a person.
I'd take that.